I just spoke with the King of Saudi Arabia, who denies any knowledge of what took place with regard to, as he said, his Saudi Arabian citizen.
Donald Trump saying he spoke with Saudi Arabia's king this morning about missing Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, a critic of the kingdom who was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd. Turkish sources have said they believe Khashoggi, a U.S. resident and columnist for The Washington Post, was killed inside the building and his body removed. Allegations Saudi Arabia denies.
Mr. President, what did you say to King Salman?
The U.S. president sharing another theory today without providing evidence to back it up.
The king firmly denied any knowledge of it. I don't want to get into his mind, but it sounded to me like maybe these could have been rogue killers. Who knows?
U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo departing for Saudi Arabia today to meet with the king. Trump says his top diplomat may travel to other countries as needed. Turkish officials were seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul today as part of a joint Turkish-Saudi team set to search the building nearly 2 weeks after Khashoggi disappeared. This amid growing diplomatic pressure for answers.
We expect transparency. We expect full clarity.
That request, a unanimous one from all European Union member states, on the probe from Saudi and Turkish authorities. Overnight, Canada's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chrystia Freeland, tweeting, "Canada strongly supports our allies on this important issue." A post that includes a link to a joint statement on the disappearance of Khashoggi by foreign ministers from the UK, France, Germany, that says in part Germany, the UK, and France are treating this incident with the utmost seriousness. There needs to be a credible investigation to establish the truth about what happened and, if relevant, to identify those bearing responsibility for the disappearance of Jamal Khashoggi and ensure that they are held to account. And Freeland adding this today.
Canada remains very troubled by the disappearance of prominent Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Canada calls for a thorough, credible, and transparent investigation into the serious allegations about Mr. Khashoggi's disappearance.
Significant developments breaking on this throughout the day. Among the updates coming from CNN reporting that the Saudis are preparing to admit that the missing journalist was killed during an interrogation. That's according to sources who say that interrogation went wrong. And the New York Times adding to this today, they're reporting that a person familiar with Saudi plans said the government was preparing to blame an intelligence official to shield the crown prince from responsibility.